This is the story of the Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She lived in a cozy village surrounded by tall trees and beautiful flowers. On a sunny day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother asked her to take a basket of goodies to her grandmother, who was feeling unwell. Little Red Riding Hood happily agreed and set off on her journey through the forest. As she walked through the forest, Little Red Riding Hood noticed the chirping of the birds and the soft rustling of leaves. She enjoyed the beautiful sights and the sounds around her. Suddenly, Little Red Riding Hood came across a sly wolf hiding behind a bush. The wolf, with his big teeth and cunning eyes, tried to trick Little Red Riding Hood. "Where are you going, little girl?" the wolf asked, pretending to be friendly. "I am going to visit my grandmother and bring her some goodies," Little Red Riding Hood replied innocently. The wolf smiled, his mind full of mischief. He knew that Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother lived alone, and he saw an opportunity for a tasty meal. The wolf quickly dashed ahead, hoping to reach the grandmother's house before her. Meanwhile, Little Red Riding Hood continued walking, unaware of the wolf's true intentions. She reached her grandmother's house and entered with a warm smile. To her surprise, Little Red Riding Hood found her grandmother looking different than usual. "Grandma, what big ears you have!" she exclaimed. "The better to hear you with, my dear," replied the wolf, disguising his voice to sound like the grandmother. Confused, but still trusting, Little Red Riding Hood noticed something else. "Grandma, what big eyes you have," she said with concern. "The better to see you with, my dear," the wolf replied, trying to stay in character. Finally, Little Red Riding Hood noticed the wolf's big, sharp teeth. Fear crept into her heart as she bravely said, "Grandma, what big teeth you have!" "The better to eat you with," growled the wolf, now unable to hide his true nature. Just as the wolf lunged towards Little Red Riding Hood, a brave woodcutter happened to pass by. He heard the commotion and rushed into the house. With one swift swing of his axe, the woodcutter scared the wolf away, saving Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother embraced, grateful for the woodcutter's help. From that day on, Little Red Riding Hood learned to always be cautious and never trust strangers. She understood the importance of staying safe and seeking help when needed. And so, Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother lived happily ever after, cherishing their time together and the lessons they had learned.